sustainable basis each year.
Now, let me just remind you, digital switchover in the south continues tonight. 2 million television viewers in parts of Sussex, Hampshire, Dorset and Wiltshire will make the switch. It means digital black spots such as Poole, Horndean and the Isle of Wight will get free view channels for the first time, and reception will improve for many existing viewers. Sean Killick has more details.
Tonight, engineers will begin boosting the signal from the digital transmitter at Rowridge on the Isle of Wight. Once the process is complete in 2 weeks, it will be one of the most powerful transmitters in Britain, vastly improving digital reception in the south. As part of the change, viewers in East Dorset, South Hampshire and West Sussex watching only on analogue television sets will lose BBC2 from tonight and BBC1 in a fortnight. People with satellite or cable won't lose their channels. But if you only have an aerial and watch on an analogue set such as this one, it'll go blank unless you have a Freeview box like this attached. Brian Ball is 85 and is one of 1 million people who've been assisted by the Switchover Help Scheme, which is run by the BBC to help older and disabled people make the change. One of its approved engineers installed Brian's Freeview box.
Well, it was marvellous because I didn't get involved in any of the setting up at all. I just sat there and thought how wonderful this is going to be. And of course it is, you see, because you've got lots of stations that we had never had before.
For some eligible people, it's free.
The help scheme is still available until the 27th of July. As the digital switchover date has approached, there's been a big increase in people throwing out older TV sets. But switchover advisors say it's a myth that you need a new TV to go digital.
In fact, you can convert pretty much any TV to receive a digital signal. The oldest one that we've converted so far is from 1936 that belonged to a collector down in the West Country, and all you need to do is get yourself a digibox. They can be from 15 to £25 from a major high street retailer, from a supermarket.
For some viewers on the Sussex coast, there's an additional change. From tomorrow, the Whitehawk transmitter in Brighton will no longer broadcast South Today. Instead, it will broadcast the neighbouring regional news programme South East Today, as will Virgin Cable between Littlehampton and Seaford. There's some sadness at the change.
It concerns me that many people who've watched South Today for a long time won't be able to get it unless they use Sky and some other extraterrestrial channel. I think that the city looks west as well as east, and news about the west and the places on the west of the city boundaries should be available to everybody.
By the end of the month, the Whitehawk and Rowridge transmitters will have joined the ones at Oxford, Hannington and Midhurst in the conversion from analogue, meaning the switch to digital in the BBC South region is complete.
Now, as Sean said, one of the biggest changes is in Brighton, where viewers will switch BBC regions. At the moment, BBC South broadcasts to the south coast from the Rowridge transmitter on the Isle of Wight and Whitehawk Hill near Brighton. From tomorrow, Rowridge will be boosted in power and will continue to broadcast South Today. But after 50 years, Whitehawk Hill will switch to showing South East Today from our colleagues in Tunbridge Wells. There are still ways to watch South Today if you wish after the switchover. If you receive a strong enough signal from both Rowridge and Whitehawk Hill, you might find us on Freeview channel 801. All BBC regions are available on digital satellite. We're on Freesat's channel 961 and Sky channel 984. You can also catch up with South Today on the BBC iPlayer, of course. Let's talk a little bit more about what you should be doing for the digital switchover. Bill Taylor from Digital UK is here with me. Now just remind us, if people haven't done it, what should they do tonight? What is important for tomorrow?
Sally, tomorrow and again, 21st of March, 3 simple steps. As Sean Killick said in his report, if you're watching analogue TV, plug in and tune in your digital box, and suddenly like magic, digital switchover appears on your analogue telly. If you're watching Freeview, crucially, you need to retune your equipment, although you don't need to buy anything else. And as you've just said, if you're watching satellite or cable, you don't need to do anything at all, already digital.
Now, if people want to carry on watching South Today, and this is for the people in the sort of Brighton conurbations, isn't it? I just mentioned it there, but just to reiterate, what should they be doing if they want to continue? Otherwise they will get BBC South East.
I think if anyone wants to watch a regional TV news that doesn't come naturally from the nearest transmitter, best solution probably satellite, including FreeSat, which doesn't have a solution. Call Digital UK if you've got any questions and we'll talk you through the options.
Yeah, and just tell us how can we've kept it on the screen actually, Bill, but just reiterate there the way that we can get in touch if we have problems retuning.
Digital UK's advice line number, open from 6 a.m. tomorrow, 08456 50 50 50, and the website digitaluk.co.uk.
You've been doing this right around the country, I know. Have you had a lot of problems from a lot of people contacting you? Do you anticipate a lot of people tomorrow?
Switchover has been a remarkable success. I think the busy calls tomorrow will come from those people who quite understandably are a bit anxious about technology, get slightly fretful about the retuning process. But all across the south of England, Digital UK has roadshows and drop-in advice centres tomorrow. And of course the advice line's open, so don't worry.
Okay, fingers crossed. Thanks, Bill. Nice to talk to you again. Straight on to